covering recruiting and the transfer portal for the Razorbacks. This is Inside Arkansas Recruiting with Dudley Dawson.
Welcome into this Inside Arkansas Recruiting podcast, presented by Goat Lab Brewery. I'm your host, Dudley Dawson, and on today's show, we're joined by Tucker Young, the outstanding offensive lineman from Hot Springs Lakeside, an Arkansas commit, and someone who has a really big ball game on Friday night. Lived in Hot Springs for a few years, Spa City, big show down there. I know you're excited about playing Hot Springs. Just talk about the excitement for that game this weekend.
Oh, yes, sir. It's always a really big game playing Hot Springs, and I think this year it's really amped up to be a really good game. And I think there's going to be a lot of fans there, and it should be a really good game to go to.
Y'all have had the upper hand on Hot Springs the past decade or so. Really good offense. What do you see out of the Trojans this year, and how big a challenge is it?
I think their offense is really good. They got a good quarterback, big offensive line, and some solid wide receivers. So we stopped them on defense, and we score as much drives as we can. And I think we can beat them for sure. But it's going to be a good game.
Opportunity to at least get a share of the conference championship, and the number one seed still available. There's the point totals going in there. I'm guessing y'all just want to go out, put forth your best effort, win the football game, and let everything come out where it is.
Yes, sir. We're definitely going to try to score as much points as we can and try to beat that score deficit to get number one seed. But we get 2 seed, we're good with it, and we're just going to let everything play out and get in the playoffs.
Tough loss against Little Rock Parkview last week. Talk about kind of putting that one behind y'all after a few days and looking ahead.
Yeah, we definitely started off slow against them in the first half. And they definitely got the points on us there. And then second half, we came out and did what we're supposed to do, came back, still ended up losing. But I think if we play the way we did in the second half every game, nobody can beat us in the 5A, to be honest.
Know that Garen Rockwell, your head coach, has really had a couple of great seasons here. Talk about what it's like to play for him, and seems to have a lot of energy and passion.
Yeah, he's a great coach. I mean, I've been my whole high school career, he's been my head coach, and I've seen him improve from his first year a lot. He's just a really good guy. He's got great mentality and gets the whole team on board with his goal and plan.
I've listened to several recruiting experts talk about you, and I've watched a lot of tape where you've pushed a lot of people around. Talk to me about your game and what do you feel are the strong parts of it and one you're still working on?
I think my strong parts are definitely just being aggressive and having good technique throughout the whole game and just staying consistent. And I could definitely just improve on like some small things, just hand placement and, but I think I'm doing pretty good this season and definitely still getting better though, for sure.
Obviously committed to Arkansas, some uncertainty up here. Talk about how you're handling that, kind of what headspace you're in right now. You probably are just like the rest of us waiting to see what goes on, but also talk about your relationship with current and maybe future offensive line coach Eric Mateus.
Yeah, well, Coach Mateus, I mean, I've been tight with him for a long time. He's a really good guy, and I think that he'd be the perfect offensive line coach for me, for sure. And currently, I'm 100% committed. I'm committed to Arkansas. That's who I want to play for, and I'm just excited to get up there and change things around for sure.
Did you grow up being? Did you grow up it being your dream school to play?
Yes, sir. Definitely.
And who are some of the guys that you were watching when you were young and starting to grow up that were playing on the offensive line at Arkansas, and maybe you saw some things in their game you liked?
I always liked well, I just go with Carmona right now. I really like his gameplay. I like how he plays. I really want to play like that when I get up there. He's a really good guy to watch.
The former head coach here, Sam Pittman, obviously was a great offensive line coach. I'm sure you would have learned, a lot from him as well. Talk to me a little bit about how, when you heard what was going down, it just kind of what was going through your head at that point.
Yeah, I was definitely disappointed because that's my guy. He's a great dude, and I think if things could have been a little different, then he would have had a better opportunity at coaching the team. But everything plays how it's supposed to be, and we'll see what happens.
Sounds like from reports up here that they're going to put a lot more money into the NIL, and and the football in general, whether they elevate Bobby Petrino as from interim to head coach, or bring in somebody new. Talk about how important that is in the college game these days. Not that you're going out looking for the biggest paycheck, but it is part of the context of recruiting these days.
Yeah, I mean, kids getting paid from NIL is definitely changing stuff around, especially whenever they're getting paid more money to go to a school that they weren't expecting to get paid more money from. But right now, I'm just focused on Arkansas, and I'm not too worried about how much they give me, but I'm ready to play for them.
Not too many positions where the SEC doesn't have a lot of people in the NFL. But talk about what you've seen maybe from SEC offensive linemen and kind of the iron sharpening iron when they go up against great defensive linemen. And I'm sure you've seen some of those across the state of Arkansas as well.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, when you look in the SEC, all the offensive linemen kind of are built the same and kind of move the same. And I definitely want to be on that type of caliber when I get up there, or even better, and just display my gameplay in lots of ways. And yeah.
Talk to Sheridan Bradley Sturdivant. I know you know him a little bit, and he's excited about getting up here, even though he's got another year. Talk about just the offensive line play in the state of Arkansas, and what kind of level it's at, and how it is developing.
I definitely think the offensive linemen in Arkansas are improving for sure. There's good offensive linemen on every team, I think. And the technique is definitely changing. A lot of people are starting to focus more on that and just having the whole game plan as a whole offensive line and just working, because you can't win a good game. You can't win a game if the offensive line ain't doing good.
What are you continuing to work on? And first of all, how have you developed over these last couple of years, and what are you continuing to work on to be able to play, as soon as you can once you get up here?
So I've been making sure I have a steady weight. I've been above 300 the whole season. And starting sophomore year, I was probably 260, 265. So I've definitely been working on that, just maintaining weight and staying big. And then I've definitely been in training with my trainer up at Little Rock, Jace Munns. He's a really good trainer. He helps me. He's helped me out a lot with my technique. And I don't know if I'd be D1 if I didn't have a technique like this. But I've also been working out a lot since freshman year, and that's the really big thing. If you're not strong, you're not going to be able to move these guys. So you really got to stay in that weight room and just set goals.
You're a big guy. I'm sure you've been a big guy for a while, but when did you realize, hey, I know I can play on Saturdays. Maybe I can play on Sundays, if I continue to develop?
So my goal after ninth grade football was to definitely lock in and get my technique down, because ninth grade football, you're just hitting people. I didn't really have a technique or nothing. I was running around hitting people. So I knew I'd have to get some technique if I wanted to do good in high school and go to college. So that's what I did. I started training and got good technique.
Now, obviously, I think there's 13 official commitments. At one point, y'all had 27. Do you know any of these guys? Have y'all talked to any? I know sometimes classes have group chats and that sort of thing. What have you heard from some of those guys, if you have kept up with them?
I've talked to Hugh Smith a lot. He's a really good guy. I'm pretty sure he's locked in with us, but you never know. But I think he's a good one for sure. And then I'm pretty close with Bradley Sturdivant. I talked to him a lot. He's a good guy too.
I think one of the things that really showed up this year on offense was the improvement of the offensive line. Did you see that? And talk about Carmona and some of those guys that have been playing well and putting up a lot of points. The defense maybe has not been as good as they would like it to, but the offensive line, I'm sure you've seen them and studied them. What do you see different this year's offensive linemen from last year?
So I've talked to them before the season, and they all wanted to be in the same headspace when they went to the season. And I can definitely tell that they're locked in and they're playing good. They're playing like a winning team up front for sure, I think. There's some small things they can always fix, but they got good players. Caden Killer coming from UCF, he's definitely helped out a lot. He's good mentality, strong dude, really good technique. And then I think moving Carmona to left guard and putting Corey.
Yeah.
Putting Corey at left tackle was a good move. Corey's really mobile and good at getting those edges. But, I think Mateos has done good with the offensive line for sure, but just sucks to see Pittman leave. But, it'll work out.
Obviously, Hot Springs this weekend, you'll figure out, from that and all those point totals, where y'all land. biggest thing to, I guess, to get accomplished the rest of the season is just win each game in front of you. But as a team, what does Lakeside need to do to make a deep run in the playoffs?
I think if we just stay consistent and make sure everybody's in the right headspace and everybody's locked in on the same type of energy, I think we can win it for sure. We just have to be locked in on both sides of the ball and just stay consistent in practice and be locked in.
Well, man, I appreciate you joining us. Wish you a lot of success down the line these next couple of weeks and in the future. And again, just appreciate you stepping in and joining us.
Yes, sir. Good talking to you.
You too, bud.
All right.
Great to have Tucker Young on in tonight's episode, and as well as Bradley Sturdivant in our previous episode. Never was big enough to play offensive line, of course, but always been a big fan of those in the trenches, both the offensive and defensive line. Those are two guys, Bradley Sturdivant being the 2027 Arkansas commit from Sheridan, that look the part in terms of what you want in an SEC lineman. As we noted in the previous, I guess Kevin Kelly said that Bradley Sturdivant looks like an Alabama type lineman, and Tucker Young is a guy, if you watch any tape on him, he just mows people down. Two guys that Coach Mateus or whoever the offensive line coach is, I'm sure is going to really look forward to having up here and continuing to watch them develop. And maybe they are guys that, will end up playing on Sunday. Of course, we want to thank our sponsor, Goat Lab Brewery, both in Lowell and in Fayetteville. The Lowell is the original place, full of a lot of great craft beers, pizzas there at the Lowell location, right next to the Grove Comedy Club, also owned by Bill Adams and his wife Rhonda. And obviously, this football season, the new entrant into things has been Goat Lab Red at 1214 North Garland, just down from the university. A lot of different type food there. Bill Adams always talks about having the best hamburger in town, but a lot of different options there. It's been a place that has been, a hangout before and after the games so far this year during the football season. Everybody's had the ability to either drown their sorrows or at least talk things over and go from there. But I know this Saturday they'll go Lab Red. Will have the Arkansas-Michigan State basketball game on live from East Lansing. It should be a great basketball game, and then the last three regular season games will certainly be featured in there at Goat Lab Red as well. Obviously, no Arkansas football game this weekend, the second bye date in the season. It's going to be interesting as we in Arkansas moves to a 9-game regular season, just like the rest of the SEC. How the bye games will be played out and all that. But Arkansas is continuing to try to recruit both for this season and next season. Outstanding group on the field there last weekend. Arkansas didn't get the win, but there were 3 defensive linemen down there that all really could have a big part in helping to turn around this situation, no matter who's the head coach, who's the defensive line coach, who's the offensive line coach. It was a good-looking trio to see down there. That trio of young men that I was mentioning, Valley View defensive tackle Eli Thornton, 2027 guy, was on the sidelines there last weekend, 6'3", 210, getting interest from Arkansas, Purdue, Arkansas State, Oklahoma State, and North Texas. Having grown up in just outside of Newport in northeast Arkansas, I'm wondering what they're feeding them over there now, because Eli Thornton, as we said, a big defensive tackle. Also on the sidelines last weekend was Danny Beal, regarded as the top 2026 prospect in Arkansas. Was once committed to Oklahoma State. He was up here visiting last weekend. He's also visited Ole Miss, Missouri, and is someone who's just kind of looking around at his options now. I'm sure, like the rest of us, he'll be interested to see who the head coach and who the defensive line coach is here when all this is taken care of, likely sometime this month. But those 2 guys were on the sideline, and then right next to him was Ari Slocum, the young man from Farmersville, Louisiana, Union Parish, a one-time commitment to Arkansas who took a little time to look into some other schools, but has made 2 straight weekend trips up here and recommitted. Those are the three guys that you can win football games with, and at least the kind you need to go into battle with in terms of being big defensive linemen. So key in the Southeastern Conference when you're trying to win. And as we all know from watching this season, the defensive line has had has played well at times. Other times it's been light on injuries. With injuries and haven't really had the year that they would have liked. But these are the type of guys that you're recruiting, that they're out there, trying to fight and keep. As we said, Slocum is committed. He'll sign. He's an early grad. He'll sign December 3rd through 5th. Danny Beal will see what he does, and Eli Thornton will be keeping an eye on him over the course of the next 2 years. And I'm sure he'll get a lot more attention this summer as he gets around to camps and gets his film out. Appreciate everybody taking time watching and listening to the Inside Arkansas Recruiting Podcast, sponsored by Go Lab Brewery. Be sure to subscribe to us here, all the great content we have here at Inside Arkansas on YouTube, as well as subscribing to the audio version anywhere you can listen to podcasts, add some great content. And I'm sure as we go along here in November and things change, things are speculated and coaches come, coaches go, coaches get raises, coaches get extensions, because that's what all the time happens when you have coaching searches. And, it's going to be double digits, I'm sure, before it's all over with in terms of head coaches. But we suspect we'll see some movement this month, hopefully sooner than later, at least, get some certainty going there in terms of which direction you're going to go, whether it be elevating a coach, bringing a new one in, because again, that December 3rd through 5th signing date is coming, quick, and is right after the November 29th regular season finale against Missouri at Reynolds Razorback Stadium on November 29th. Again, thank you to Go Lab Brewery and our sponsors. And remember, as I always say, yesterday is history. Tomorrow's a mystery. Today is a gift, as is my new knee. I do have a new knee. I got a knee replacement earlier this week. And as I always say, go out and do something to make the world a better place. So let's do something to make sure we do that instead of becoming the problem.